What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Game Show. My name's AJ Gills. How y'all doing? Welcome to this add-on to the weekly show. I was a little late this week. Sorry, just work schedule and everything. Just kind of it's how it's been. I keep saying this. When I decided to start putting the show on Sundays, it was when my work schedule, I was being scheduled to work on Sundays. And what's been happening for like the last month and a half, I keep getting scheduled to work on Sundays. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that, but either way, the show this week, or last week, whatever, was delayed to Monday, and in kind of my rush to get the video done, I forgot to add some stuff. So I've got three things that I want to take a look at here. The first being this article on the Order 1886 apparently getting a sequel, which I am very excited for. Spoiler alert. And then a video asked me that was asked of me to cover, I think that's how that sentence works, by a friend of the channel, Untitled Touchdown. By the way, the dude, he streams stuff like PUBG, Apex Legends, and stuff like that. He does more multiplayer focused stuff, while I'm more of a single player focused / news guy. Go over there on Twitch and Twitter. Go check him out. He's a great guy, funny, etc., etc. Other good things about him. And again, that's Akita Touchdown. Akita, like the anime, and Touchdown is in Travis Touchdown. So, like I said, good guy, good streamer. Go check him out on Twitter and or Twitch. So, there we go. Plug over. And know that he did not ask me to do that plug, but like I said, I consider him a friend. He's a good guy. I thought I'd see if I can send some people his way, because I think he sent some people mine. So, you know, being nice to my friends and etc., etc., etc. Where was I going with this? Yeah, stuff for the weekly show that I forgot. Right, so a video on, I believe it's called Rogue Company, some developer insights. It's a short video he wanted me to cover last week. The video is from a couple months ago, but as I always say, if you guys send me stuff, even if it is a little old, I'll be happy to take a look at it. And I caught a new video. Apparently, if anybody knows, I'm a big fan of Fairy Tail, the anime. And it's getting a video game coming to the West in March. And I kind of saw a new little video, like they're exploring Magnolia and some places, but it was only about a minute long. But in watching this short little minute video of kind of exploring the hub world, I found a longer video from, I believe it was last October, where a developer sits down. It's on like PlayStation Access or something. And they play about 20 minutes of the game. So we're actually going to be looking at that video from October, because I want to actually see some gameplay and stuff. But either way, I've yacked enough. Let's actually hop into this first article here. This on Games Radar. All right, the Order 1886 could be headed to PS5, or 1886 sequel could be headed to PS5 and Xbox Series X if these leaked teases are right. Article Connor Sheridan, as I said, of Games Radar. The next generation consoles is looming large, and PS5 and Xbox Series X are going to need games. That means new challenges like Godfall, and it also means the return of some series that you may not have expected, like the Order 1886, and not as a PlayStation exclusive anymore. While developer Ready at Dawn has confirmed it's working on a new AAA console game, it hasn't said anything specific about an Order sequel. A new leak from a NeoGAF poster, who previously nailed most of the details for the PS4 Pro several months before it was officially announced in September 2016, hints towards the possibility of Cyrus Black omitted some details to make the alleged PS5 and Xbox Series X game more difficult to identify, but they also dropped a few riddle-like teasers that pointed toward the Order 1886 sequel. Dear God, I hope this is true. I really, really hope that we're getting an Order 1886 sequel. Look, the game had problems, definitely. I think it was Colin Moriarty who pointed out the fact that it seemed like the game was more wanting to point out, look how it was. Let me start the sentence over. It was trying to show what the PS4 could do more, almost be more of a tech demo than an actual game. And I'm not sure how much of that was Ready at Dawn, how much of that was PlayStation. Whatever. It was a misstep, but I think if you could get past some of the shortcomings of the game, you can realize there was really something there. They were telling a really cool story. It was set kind of in a steampunk London in 1886, but it was steampunk. It had a lot of stuff with like Knights of the Round Table, where it's not the original knights, but they are. But as you become a knight, you obtain the name. I believe we played as Sir Galahad. It's been a little bit since I played the game, so if my knowledge of the lore is a little shaky, please excuse me. But basically, as you become inducted into the knights, you take up the name of one of the previous knights. They're given something called the Black Water, which heals injuries, lets them live much longer, and basically their entire job is to hunt werewolves. That's the game. And a weird kind of concept, but it was really fun. It had a really cool aesthetic. The voice acting, the story was really interesting. The big conspiracy at the very end of the game, which led to a big cliffhanger that if the game would have done well, would have probably seen a sequel. But we never saw a sequel to it, so it's just kind of been one of those sort of cult hits that have been kind of looming around, that people that there's been an audience of people that have wanted to see a sequel, just never got it. I'm one of those. So believe me, I'm super excited that this might be true. Again, this is a rumor, nothing's been confirmed, but I just, dear God, I hope this is true. In short, the alleged gameplay trailer shows a man with a shoulder-mounted light device surveying a dim room, then firing on and fleeing from a yellow-eyed, many-armed creature. The monster taunts him from behind the door, almost singing the words, "I have found you," before the game's title appears on the screen and the trailer ends. Cyrus Black says most of what they were shown was live gameplay rather than a cutscene, and specifically called at the lighting and physics as being, quote, on another level. There's no way to prove that this is actually a thing and not just Cyrus Black describing a dream they had the other night or something. Their previous history with leaks helps lend this one some credence, but it's still worth taking with several grains of salt. Honestly, the most interesting part to me is that Ready at Dawn may still be trying to make the Order franchise work after the first one was poorly received. I'm always on board for a redemption arc, especially when it involves steampunk knights of the Round Table fighting monsters. Now, it's like I said, I don't want to be too hard on the Order 1886 because there were definitely flaws in the game. The fact that, it was just kind of typical third-person shooter schlock. It wasn't always the most responsive, but again, I question how much of that was Ready at Dawn, how much of that was Sony pushing them to focus more on the technical aspect than necessarily the game aspect. So again, I think there's some questions to be had about that, but I think if you can get past it, I believe I've also played it on the channel, so you actually can go check out the Let's Play for it. But I think deep down, the Order 1886, I think there was something special there. There was something really cool. And like I said, I get it. It was poorly received, but I still think that there's enough people out there who would enjoy it and who've probably played it since its launch that have gone, oh, this is actually really good. People like me who maybe didn't buy a PS4 until a few years into the console cycle. So I think that there's an audience now for a sequel to the Order 1886, and I really do hope it exists. So there's my thoughts. All right, moving on. We've got this Rogue Company Dev Insight video. It's about 4.5 minutes. By the way, links to everything that we cover, as always, again, and timestamps, just like the weekly show, is down in the description. Just throwing that out there if you're interested. All right, let's go.
Our team had one mission: create a free-to-play multiplayer shooter. Rogue Company blends the exciting nature of an action shooter with tactical decision-making.
Rogue Company is all about objective-based gameplay, with ongoing content that's delivered on a regular basis and a game experience that is the same across all platforms.
This might just be some like a weird flash that I saw just from those little gameplay chunks that we saw. For some reason, my eyes saw kind of like the art style of the original Mirror's Edge. Does anyone else see it, or is it just me? Am I going crazy? Well, I'm going crazy, but am I going crazy-er?
First Watch Studios is a band of developers from Hi-Res Studios and industry vets. Hi-Res Studios has spent over a decade perfecting games as a service and competitive esports.
For the development team, a core shooter is one that focuses on...
I'm not gonna lie. It really makes me nervous when I hear a studio says we've perfected games as a service. That makes me want to go find a trash can and start vomiting like that puppet from Team America. Look, I mean, again, I get it. This is a multiplayer game from a multiplayer developer, and stuff like that. I am not the target audience. Because especially with the way that I see multiplayer games, I've said this. I enjoy playing Apex. I used to enjoy playing League, but you know, I enjoy those games, but I'm not good at them. I know I suck. I'll pop in and I'll play for an hour and a half, maybe. If I've got some time, I pop in for a few matches. If I'm, like, just get home from work, I'm kind of not tired, but I'm not awake enough to do stuff, but I'm not tired enough to go to sleep yet. So okay, I'll play a little bit of like Apex or something at like 3 a.m. That's my experience with multiplayer games. So again, it's one of those. It makes me nervous hearing a developer say that, but at the same time, I get it. That's with my sensibilities and what I enjoy out of games. So I can't hold it against them.
Experience. It means that although there are abilities and lots of different ways to augment the gameplay, at the end of the day, your skill with shooting the weapons, with knowing the right weapons to use in the right situation, is still the dominant factor in whether you win an encounter or lose. What Gandhi brings to the table is he's not just a phenomenal designer. In fact, he's a world champion Halo player.
The tactical elements of Rogue Company start with the fact that it's round-based, one life. So every decision you make is meaningful. The action elements come from everything else. Whether it's shooting a grenade launcher, throwing a melee weapon, all of these elements create throwing moments. Objective-based gameplay was...
Okay, so just from hearing that, round-based, single-life gameplay, so it's Counter-Strike from a third-person perspective. If those, if it is, it looks third-person to me. So it's Counter-Strike from a third-person perspective with more like hero abilities. Am I off on that? Anybody else seeing that too?
Was a core pillar for Rogue Company because what we really wanted to emphasize was strategy, teamwork, and at the end of the day, meaningful decisions. The meta supports a bunch of different play styles, and it really comes down to what's the best fit for your team. We wanted to say all metas can work, and the decision is on the player.
With Rogue Company, we're taking on the challenge of creating our own IP and our own property. And one of the things when we started the project that we wanted to make sure we did was find really strong world-class talent.
The world of Rogue Company is set roughly 9 years in the future. We have a motley crew of very fiercely individualistic people from all walks of life. It is its
like
own entity, separate
Kojima
from
character.
any government, but many governmental organizations do turn to it for help. When Rogue Company takes on that contract, Rogue Company has vetted it and approved it as fulfilling the main goal of the group, which is to right the world's greatest wrongs.
Evelyn brings over 15 years of experience in narrative design and in building worlds, and we're very excited about having her to help build the Rogue Company universe.
The direction for our map creation process is that...
See, this is always something weird to me, that these multiplayer games are trying to build this world, build this lore, like all this lore surrounding Overwatch. I don't get why it's there. Like, I don't. I know there's tons of lore around League of Legends. I don't know why it's there. I mean, I don't know. I guess I could say the same thing about Magic the Gathering and a lot of these. I've just never understood. Maybe, and again, maybe this just also isn't super important. It's odd to me, and especially with me being such a narrative guy. I love stories. I love characters, and I love this. But it's in a game that's about the multiplayer stuff. Literally, the only reason it needs to exist is to be a game for people to play against each other. It's a competitive medium. It doesn't need a story unless there's going to be a single player element to the game. It doesn't need a story. It seems like it's a waste of time for a game like this. I mean, look, if you want to give like a base reason for why these mercenaries are going into these engagements and whatever and fighting each other, okay, I can kind of understand that, but I think PUBG did it exactly right. Okay, there's no lore, there's no story. We're just gonna drop you onto an island and fight it out. That's all you really need, in my opinion. In my opinion.
We want to really have a competitive game, so we want to keep our environments nice and clean.
That looks like a Counter-Strike location.
Are areas that the Rogue Company has just entered into. High Castle is this estate/villa that's on the side of a mountain cliff in Italy, and it's got all these beautiful trees and beautiful rocks. It's a really interesting environment that you probably haven't seen in other games. Panama Canals was a map that we worked on for a few months. We wanted to make sure that we put a spin on your typical canal. And so the idea is that there's this war cruiser and this cargo ship that's exploded. And so players land into this scenery and have to fight the enemy combatants. Skyfell is an awesome, awesome map. Basically, it's a skyscraper in Dubai. It's brand new. It's super modern, super chic. It's where all the elite go to shop and party. And there's a nice, beautiful gallery.
So the art direction of Rogue Company is something that's not your typical military shooter. It finds itself really embedded in realism, but at the same time, there's a sense of flair to things. Dima is
okay, one, the Kojima character.
My favorite character. We came up with an idea where he was this guy that was boisterous, over the top, and would pretty much go to any lengths to get the job done for himself.
Rogue Company has.
All right, I'm going back because I want to see the character. Like I said, it looks like Die Hardman.
To things. Dima is my time. There's a sense of flair.
Come on. Am I the only one who sees Wrench from? Kind of looks like Wrench from Watch Dogs 2. Maybe it's just the costume, but reminds me of the fuck me, the thief with the teleporter chick from Overwatch. The one with the blue visor and the pistols. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. And I know this one's really blurry. Kind of looks like Miranda Lawson from Mass Effect. I don't know why this is... like, all I'm seeing is just characters from other games. But that's what's striking me as. They're not bad design. They're not bad designs. It's just... I feel like I've seen them all before.
There's a sense of flair to things. Dima is my favorite. Would pretty much go the job done for himself.
Rogue Company has all of the usual suspects of weapons and equipment: sniper rifles, shotguns, pistols. But in addition to that, our eclectic band of mercenaries allows us to make some weapons that are a bit more non-traditional.
After years of making Rogue Company, we are so excited to share our labor of love with the gaming community.
Rogue Company is coming to all platforms in 2020.
All right. I mean, I know I was kind of shitting on it a little bit, and I was making fun of it and whatnot. But all in all, I like the idea of it. It looks cool. It definitely has its sense of style. Maybe not the most wholly original. I think that's my biggest thing. It's just so much of it looks like stuff that I've seen in other games, but at the same time, that's not always a bad thing. So, while not necessarily the most original, I think it looks cool. Definitely, I'll definitely give it a shot. Especially if I think they said it was free to play, so I'll give it a shot. But all right, let's move on. All right, here on PlayStation Access, we've got about 20 minutes. This is basically like a developer interview, whatever. This is from EGX, by the way. A developer interview, whatever they're going to be playing. It's about 20 minutes. It's in English too, so that's always a plus for me. But this apparently isn't going to be the only like anime style game or a game based off an anime that I've seen coming out this year. They're also releasing. I think it's being done through Nintendo, but I could be wrong. It could be coming to everything. But the article I saw, I know, really mentioned the Switch. But they're making a soccer game based off of Captain Tsubasa. If anybody knows the anime, did it ever get did it ever get an anime? Because I know it's a manga. Ever get an anime? I'm not sure. Either way, which just makes me laugh and sit here and go, there's so many series that I want to see, like so many anime, manga series that I want to see get video games. I mean, like I'd love a turn-based RPG based on Hunter x Hunter or Yu Yu Hakusho instead of having to play that stupid Game Boy Advance game that I had when I was a kid that I played the shit out of. That final boss fight against Toguro at the end of the mansion arc. It was just a pain in the ass. I mean, you know, I'd love, and it's also funny that I mentioned those two series when they're created by the same guy. I'd love to see that. Hell, I'd love to see a samurai game based on Rurouni Kenshin. I'd love to see a golf game based on King Golf. If you've never seen it, I'd heavily suggest reading it. It's a good manga based on golf, obviously. Like a Rock Band style game based on Beck. If you've never seen Beck, it's a very good there's an anime. I'd heavily suggest the manga, though, because I think the manga's better. It dives a lot more into the characters and the arcs and everything, as mangas tend to do. But it's a very good manga, very well drawn, very well written. It's a lot of fun. There was one other one that I had set up for this bit, and I can't remember off the top of my head. I love a fighting game based on History's Strongest Disciple, Kenichi. Or hell, I'd play a turn-based RPG also based on that same property. There's so many things that I want that'll never get made. Hell, I'd love a turn-based RPG set in the One Piece world, but every time they keep making those, like, I think the last couple have been like Dynasty Warriors ripoff, and I know there's been a few fighting games. Still have a turn-based RPG based on One Piece. Either way, this bit's gone on too long.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 4, the final day of EGX 2019. It's gone so quickly. It's gone so quickly this year, but we still have a very exciting day of streams coming your way. I am delighted to be joined on stage this morning by Nathan from Koei Tecmo.
Hello,
Welcome
everyone.
to the stage,
Thanks
Nathan.
for having me.
Nathan, what are you going to be showing us this morning?
We're showing the new anime game we're working on, Fairy Tail, and we've got a quick trailer to show you guys before we get into it.
Let's have a look.
All right, real quick, I got to check something. All right, sorry about that. I had to check. I thought he said that this was EGX 2018. No, this was from 2019. Okay, because I'm like, is this 2 years old? Really? Didn't think we knew about this game back then.
Peggy 12.
God damn, I love that music. Seriously, if you've never seen the Fairy Tail anime, go check it out. It's really fun, great voice acting, great characters, everything. I mean, hell, read the manga too. I do both. I watch the anime, read the manga, all that. I'm still really hoping they got Todd Haberkorn to voice Natsu, the pink-haired main dude here.
Well, there's a look at the trailer, but now we've got actual gameplay of Fairy Tail.
This is the first time we're showing it off in English, actually, worldwide.
Amazing.
So, yeah.
So you're at the controls, Nathan.
I am. So Fairy Tail takes place in a magical world called the Kingdom of Fior. And in Fior, there's tons of magical guilds.
That was Fiore.
To be the supreme number
Whatever.
one guild.
Right.
And we follow the one called Fairy Tail. They're
Right.
quite a mischievous bunch of guys. They cause a lot of destruction and damage around the world. But they're trying to fight for family and honor and to be the number one guild in this region. Where this build takes place is 7 years after a key event in the story. They go to an island called Tenru Island. They have a big battle, and they go missing for 7 years.
Right.
Time
Sadly,
skip.
in this time, the guild loses its fame. It goes down to the lowest rank, and they lose their guild house. And suddenly, 7 years later, these guys all show up again and realize that actually they don't have their guild anymore. So we're going to start there.
So it's up to you to build them back up.
We've
their
got to
former
raise the
glory.
bank up back to S rank. The high-
Whoa. I was told this was in English. The characters are speaking Japanese. Is this going to be a situation like when I'm starting to play Tokyo Mirage Sessions, where it's, wait a minute, what the fuck? I have to actually read character voices? For the love of God, put an English voice track in this game. I get it, this is from October. I'm still really hoping that exists, but I don't want to have to read throughout this entire game. I hate reading. Part of me also kind of sits here and goes, "Aw, really? They're starting this game after the time skip." I get why you do it, because the game's kind of about, as far as I can tell, about rebuilding Fairy Tail, because it like I said, it's after the time skip when Makarov and all the main cast basically goes missing, and it's a lot of kind of like the B cast is back at Fairy Tail running things. So I can understand why that's why we started. Granted, in the anime, they didn't lose their guild hall. It still technically was there, but whatever. I get it. It's about rebuilding. There's going to be shit changed from the series to the game to make things work better as a game. I get that. Still, part of me, there's some really cool arcs early on in the series that I kind of wish that we'd get to see instead of hopping in right after. 'Cause, I mean, hell though, right after they come back, I think there's like one like short, I call it like a mini arc, and then they get right into a tournament arc. And if you know me, I love tournament arcs in manga and anime. I don't even know where I'm going with this anymore. I'm just getting lost in my brain. Sorry.
Highest rank a guild can be. So,
And for people who don't know Fairy Tail, this is based around an anime series.
yes, it's a really long-running anime series. It ended in October this year, actually.
Right.
So it's an anime and manga by Hiro Mashima, and it's been going for about 5-6 years now. So it's a long-running one that fans have loved.
I don't know this about the anime because I'm not sure how far the anime got, but I know the manga's still going because the main series ends with the kind of like the main team going off on something called a 100-year quest, and I think that's what it's called. And then there's like a follow-up, like a sequel series, or what kind of like what I think Boruto is to Naruto. Again, if I'm incorrect on that, correct me. I've never gotten that far. I've never completely finished Fairy Tail. I've gotten a little past the Wizard Tournament, and then kind of got into other things and forgot to continue. But lost my train of thought there again. But yeah, I mean, I still think Fairy Tail is still ongoing.
It's an action kind of adventure anime. Okay. So let's go into the guild hall and have a look at what's changed over the years. So you can see it's a bit run down. We've not got many tables. No one's really in here anymore. Yeah. Sadly, over the years, it's run down a lot. Let's go in.
I'm so sorry that so much of this...
we've been assumed dead at this point.
So much of this video has now just been me bitching.
Right.
And then we suddenly arrive one day.
Going on and on about an anime.
So the main crew of Fairy Tail follows the pink-haired guy you'll see at the beginning, Natsu Dragneel. He is a fire dragon slayer magician.
And this is going to be the main person you play as in the game?
And you'll play as Natsu in the game, yes. We'll introduce some more of the guild later when we get into the battle system, because not all of the guild are going to be in this demo today.
Right.
So. Okay, right. So we're going to play the mission where we got to raise our guild rank. We're rank D at the moment. We're going to try to get to rank C today and see if we can get back a little bit up the ranks. Okay, so fans of the anime might recognize some of the characters in the guild. Mira Jane is kind of the quest giver. She looks after the guild and makes sure the family are kind of looked after, everyone's happy.
Right.
And she looks after the request board, which is where we're going to get our mission from today.
Excellent.
Now at the moment there's only one low rank mission. We're quite low down, so we're not going to get the high rank missions to go fight the dragons and these epic quests. We've got to
get the mail.
We got to go save mail from a dark mage, a dark mage guild. These are kind of the bad guys of the region. They don't follow the rules of the government. These guys have robbed the post office.
Right.
So we've got to go make sure they know what they've done and go save the post for the.
God,
Blonde-haired girl is
damn.
She's a celestial mage. She can use special keys to unlock spirits from the celestial world to come and support her in battle. We'll use that in battle in just a little bit. And this is Urza. She is a special re-equipped magician, so she can change her armor and weaponry at any point to become more powerful.
Awesome.
Sorry, he was kind of explaining Erza and Lucy's magic. I was taking a moment to appreciate. God damn, they made Natsu cut in this game. I'm like, I mean, he had abs and shit in the manga and the anime, but Jesus Christ, they made him he's defined.
Quest for this mission.
That's all right. I got a little bit of a man crush going on. Deal with it.
Playable characters from Fairy Tail and other guilds in the region. So the land's full of other guilds competing to be the best. Some of them will join Fairy Tail or your party, so you can make a mashup of your favorite Fairy Tail characters.
Sorry,
from Fairy Tail.
I want to hear what he said there. Sorry, I was of course talking.
Okay. Right. So Urza's joined our quest for this mission. Throughout the game, you'll be able to use over 10 playable characters from Fairy Tail.
Over 10, okay.
Guilds in the region. So the land's full of other guilds competing to be the best. Some of them will join Fairy Tail or your party, so you can make a mashup of your favorite Fairy Tail characters.
Fantastic.
Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of run down of the people that we've seen that we know are like playable characters in this game. So we know that again, Natsu, Lucy, Erza. We know Gray, Wendy. I have a feeling Gajil's going to be in the game. The Iron Dragon Slayer. We know Makarov. He's going to be in it because we've seen combat with Makarov in it. We know that there's at least those. I got a feeling at least those 7 from Fairy Tail. I'm trying to think who else from Fairy Tail would be. Maybe Gildarts. Maybe I don't think that they'd send in Gildarts just yet. Maybe. Sorry, again, I'm getting lost in my mind. I'm just kind of like throwing around characters from Fairy Tail that might be a part of the party.
So let's go on our quest and look at the world outside.
Again, just getting lost in my own brain.
In terms of genre, are we looking at classic JRPG here?
So this is a turn-based JRPG with very kind of classic kind of turn-based battle systems. So as you can see, the guild looks a bit run down. We're out in the suburbs. Fairy Tail, when it was in its prime, was actually the center of Magnolia, the key city in the region. But sadly, we've been kicked out of the suburbs because we couldn't pay the rent. For 7 years, we've had no money, we've had no prosperity, so we couldn't look after the original town building. Okay. So as you can see, the Fairy Tail, the logo's kind of falling off the guild right now. It's kind of just being held up. Right, so let's go off.
Am I the only one seeing those tall grass patches, expecting random encounters to happen in there?
We don't have any of that to show just yet. It's still an early in-development build, this one. Okay.
Sorry, I'm going back again. Of course, again, I was making a stupid comment. I missed what he said.
That to show just yet. It's still an early in-development build, this one. We have magic, certain equipment. Sadly, in this build, we don't have any of that to show just yet. It's still an early in-development build, this one. Okay. So the town of Magnolia is
so there's like an equipment system and whatever.
It's in the anime and the manga, but you never really quite see the entire of Magnolia. So we can kind of walk along, go around the canal. We're going to go check out the old Fairy Tail Guild and have a look at what it used to look like.
It looks absolutely beautiful.
It's really, really nice.
I assume that fans of the anime and the manga, there'll be lots of little Easter eggs and things they're going to be very excited to see. But people who aren't familiar with the anime and manga, would you say this is a game they can still jump into and enjoy?
Yeah, you definitely can jump in. And it starts about halfway through the anime series, but fret not, you can actually catch up and learn little bits about what happened, how the characters came to be, how their relationships grew before this point.
Right.
So everyone can learn from Fairy Tail from this game.
Great.
Awesome. Fans might recognize this house is Lucy's house. Sadly, because it's been 7 years, she couldn't pay rent for 7 years, so we've been kicked out of the house. We can't go in just yet. But this would be one of the many places you can go visit.
What have they all been doing for 7 years?
So they actually, in the anime series, they just were magically kind of kept in stasis for 7 years.
Right.
And yeah, they vanished away. So this is the old Fairy Tail Guild. As you can see, a lot more kind of prestigious than the one we have at the moment. We're actually being guarded out of the build. We can't get inside anymore.
Right.
So we need to get our rank up, get some money, and hopefully we can get back into the guild. And the famous cathedral, which generally goes to a lot of destruction when the magic guilds are fighting, is also present in the series. Right, anyway, let's make it to one of the first areas we need to go to, which is the Great Plains, where we're going to go save the post from the Dark Guild. Okay. Nice. So you'll have a world map where you can choose certain locations for your mission. Today, we only have access to the Great Plains where our mission's going to take place. But you'll be able to explore the entire of the region as you go around and do quests. You can customize your own party, so you will be able to choose which magicians you want to take out and put in your party.
And how many characters can you have in your party?
You can have, I believe it's 5 at a time. 5.
Oh, really? 5? That's more than usual. Usually it's only 4.
So let's get into battle. Go behind us. So like in JRPGs, you can press the attack button, which is square on PlayStation, to get a bit of a chance to go first in battle.
Right.
Battle start. I didn't actually do it in time. We'll do that next time. Okay. The 5 characters we have today, Wendy Marvel, she is a dragon slayer as well. She uses wind and air magic. She's also quite a good healer, so she can support you in battle with health as well.
Right.
So we're going to use one of her abilities, the Sky Dragon Claw. As you can see, there's a kind of a grid system on the screen.
Oh, interesting.
Positioned on this 3x3 grid.
Oh!
To tactically use your magic. So this one has 2, and we can place that perfectly over the enemies to get in.
Cool. I mean, is with
pretty epic magic attack.
So I'll try not to talk over them. As with most JRPGs or whatever, nothing's wholly original with a lot of these, but it's a neat approach to it. I like that.
So you're going to see a lot of that from the different characters.
Right.
This is Lucy. She is the Celestial Mage. We'll use her
the Lucy kick
just a little bit when we've got a bit more strategy we can use that with.
And will enemies move around this grid during the battle?
So they stay in a specific grid in this build at least. Yeah.
I think you said in this build, so.
Fire magic. You saw him in the trailer kind of do his epic magic punch.
Nice.
Okay, so that's the first look at it. We're going to get a bit more kind of tougher enemies coming up, so it's a nice introduction for me to ease into this morning.
I was going to say, it looked like you were tested there, Nate.
Yeah, I was getting a bit...
Just got through it.
It's good. It's a bit tense. So as you can see, we rank up as a level and our kind of a guild rank overall.
Right.
And we're constantly working towards getting this guild back up to the S rank. So the story will follow kind of the 3 main arcs. The Tenru Island arc, which is where we started off 7 years later after that. Then the Grand Magic Games arc and Tartarus arcs. These are kind of 3 really big pivotal story points in Fairy Tail.
Right.
Full of action, full of magic, dragons, flying cats, all the kind of awesome
Amazing.
tropes you like to see in anime.
So you got your preemptive attack spot on.
Yes,
there.
I got it right this time. I'm really impressed. I didn't even see the screen when I did it. That's really sad. Okay, right. Let's get that one. Right. Let's hope we don't get beaten here.
I noticed there's 2 numbers coming up when you're being attacked there. One in white and one in green. What does that mean?
Yes, so one of them is actually a healing kind of. One heals the enemy.
Oh, so
one
the enemy's healing itself
Yeah.
as it attacks you, I see.
It's dangerous. So for Lucy, we're going to use the summon ability now. Using her Celestial Key, we're going to summon Scorpio. Scorpio is one of the spirits which uses sand attacks.
Oh, that's depressing.
Okay.
I was kind of hoping that we'd actually see the Celestial Spirit pop up, but I don't know. Maybe I'm holding out hope. As he was putting this isn't technically an early build, so I don't know. Maybe it'll be put in a later build, just like the English voice track that I still hope will happen. I highly doubt it, but well, whatever. There's something else I wanted to bring up. I'll pause next time
Let's defend this Natsu so we can see some of the other characters because they're kind of hidden away in the back of the party at the moment. So Urza has the ability to reacquire.
Okay, this is what I was saying. If you look right here, yeah, it's weak and okay. So there's going to be elemental weaknesses and everything because Natsu's obviously doing fire magic. Wendy's doing wind and she also heals. Erza's I'm going to guess like normal or just typical physical damage because of her abilities, which are, although I'm guessing she does have some ability, like she can have like a flaming sword or something, so I guess she could do elemental damage. Gray's obviously going to do ice, so there's going to be elemental effects here.
Quit. So let's use this one here. Uses her really cool Titania armor to wipe out foes in seconds, which is really cool. And as you can see, we're getting health and MP after every attack. Which is really good. And Gray is an ice mage, so he can make things with ice and use them in battle.
Oh, fantastic.
So we're going to use the Ice Make Hammer to wipe away an enemy.
Nicely done.
Nice. Right, let's dispose of this one. Use a Lucy kit to go through. Perfect. And as you level up, you're going to be unlocking different magic abilities for the party. So you start off with a few kind of weak ones, and these will constantly progress upwards to fill more of the grid or to kind of perform different boosting abilities for the party. Okay, you leveled up to level 2. That's perfect. Right. And some new magic. So we can go test this out now on the field. Cool. So we've been filling up a gauge in the bottom right side of the screen you might have been seeing called the Fairy Gauge. And this lets us do a really over-the-top epic kind of magic ability.
I hope we're going to see
We're building up to this now. I'm going to quickly go get this treasure chest from this guy, though, before we go and fight the bigger, tough guys. So there'll be different treasure troves over the land you can go get different items from. Lacrima is a certain crystal in the series, and this levels up magic. So you can use this to kind of custom your character's abilities. Sadly, we can't show off in the build today, but this is what you kind of find across the field. You need to be making sure you search for these in the game. Okay, let's use some new magic. Okay, we're going to heal one of the characters. They look a bit weak at the moment. Nice. Don't want to leave us alone today. Okay. So another one of Lucy's abilities, which will heal us again, is her little buddy Nikora. This is like a little snowman plushie she gets. In the series, thought it was kind of like a useless character until they realized they could do a little bit more.
If memory serves, wasn't that character in
That wasn't what I was picturing.
Fuck me. Is it Rave or was it... Give me a second. I gotta Google the shit. I'm pretty sure it's like Rave Master or something like that. Yeah, it was in Rave Master, which makes sense. It was written in by Hiro Mashima. There we go. Sorry. Sorry. That was I've always noticed Plu, and it's always bugged me because I'm like it reminds me of something, and I remember I saw Rave Master. I saw a cover of something from Rave Master earlier, and I saw it, and it's boom. I've forgotten to Google it. Right, it is Hiro Mashima. I always forget that he's done that series too. Sorry, weird thing with me.
Coming to save the day.
I believe it's a dog.
Epic ability here. Fire Dragon Roar. Okay, we've just unlocked.
Looks like
the
your
magic
fairy tale
gate.
is ready to go. Your fairy.
We're going to use it on the next battle, just for now. Show off a few more attacks first.
So you can keep it there and it rolls over to the next
It
battle.
will stay in the next battle,
Right.
yeah. So you can decide if you want to save it for like a lower level fight or use it for a bigger one. It will take out the entire grid.
Right.
So you want to use
Amazing.
them strategically.
Sure.
Okay. It's really important to make sure you use the grid strategically because you've obviously got a limited MP, which you want to make sure you're conserving throughout battle.
Yeah.
We got a new ability for Lucy.
Yeah, her whip.
Nice. Like with your kind of typical JRPGs, we have the weaknesses of certain enemies can be manipulated, so they might be weak to fire, to wind magic, and we can use that to our advantage in battle. And it will let you know that actually on the option select what attacks are going to be weak and strong against certain enemies. Okay, they're confused. We get an extra attack in there. Perfect. Right, let's go face some tougher enemies now. I think I've had a bit of a warm-up now. We can go fight some tougher ones. Hopefully we get some new magic. We should. There we go. Not just yet. Maybe in the next battle. Okay. Get our treasure chest. We've got a grade 1 Lacrima. It's one of the weaker Lacrimas, but we can get more powerful ones as we go through the game. And here's our quest marker. There'll be a variety of cutscenes throughout the story, which will kind of progress the narrative along. As you can see, the blue cat is the partner of Natsu. He's a flying Exceed as the species, but they're flying cats. A talking flying cat which loves to eat fish, called Happy. So it's one of the
I
good
love
things.
Happy.
Okay, right, let's go get these guys. They do not
like-
want to be beat up today.
He's running away.
It's like Mystigun.
We're going to make sure they get their punishment for stealing the post today. Right.
Oh, there's lots of them. Okay, cool.
There's a lot more of these.
I see why you saved your special attack now, yeah.
So we filled up our fairy gauge. You can see the R1 over the fairy tale logo in the bottom right of the screen. If we press this, we can use a magic chain attack where all of our mages come together to do a powerful attack.
I'm looking
go.
forward to this.
Whole grid is going to go out now. So let's start with Wendy. You do get a bit of time to decide if you want to finish with a character or keep using a weak chain to level up that chain to the max. Keep going in, and we're going to finish off with Urza. And the finish is its ultimate attack, which will wipe out every single last person there.
Wow, that was incredibly satisfying. Nice.
So this is still in development. It will look a little different in the final game. But Fairy Tail's all about the characters coming together with their bonds and their friendships to use these ultimate attacks.
Right.
And this is really what the devs are working on, and they're working with the author Hiro Mashima of the series to really make sure this feels right for a Fairy Tail game.
Amazing.
See, that's a big plus to me, because I always feel like games or movies or whatever based on other property, or games or movies. Well, yeah, I guess even games, movies, whatever, something that's always based on another property. I don't want to say bastardizes it or messes. It's not always extremely faithful. I like that they're working with the original creator here. It gives me more faith in the story, that they're going to try and keep true to a lot of the arcs. They're not going to try and change it a whole lot to make it kind of work for a video game. No, it's pretty much, it's going to be the arcs or whatever. I'm glad they're working with the original creator here.
Right, we've used our fairy gauge here, so we are going to have to attack the next lot of dark mages. The traditional old way. Where have they gone? There we go. Now these guys are a lot tougher. They do have more HP, so we're going to have to use more strategic planning of the grid to make sure we can wipe them out.
You feeling confident?
I am a little bit.
Okay.
These guys are really powerful. I'm sure they've got it in them. Okay, what's the grid looking like? We use some Sky Dragon magic. As you can see, they don't take that too lightly compared to the other enemies, which wiped out quite fast. So while certain missions will require you to have specific characters, you can fully customize your party to be kind of your dream team in Fairy Tail.
Right.
Go. Dragon Roar.
I see what you mean. They do have a lot of health, these guys.
They do. They're a lot tougher than the guys we were taking out earlier. Oh, actually, we can use the Ice Geyser this time. We've also just announced, actually, on Thursday, 2 other Fairy Tail members coming into the game, which sadly aren't in the build today, but Gajeel and Juvia. These are iron and water magicians. You've got loads of different elements you can actually...
why didn't I think Juvia? Yeah, that makes sense.
And can you swap party members at any point in the game, or do you have to,
Certain
like...
missions will require certain characters, but others you can fully choose who you wish to be on your party. Well, we've just unlocked the ability again, actually. To wipe out...
I figured Gajeel would be in the game.
Progress through the game.
Actually, I hadn't seen that Gajeel was going to be here.
Keep swapping characters round to make sure they're all leveling up and all growing.
Yeah, you want to make sure they're all leveled up. Obviously, you're going to have your favorites, so if you want to keep them in the party, just make sure the other guys are kind of being leveled up throughout the game.
What was I saying?
The characters are so unique and different. Everyone's got a favorite they can really easily bring into the...
Sorry, I'm waiting for them just to kind of finish the battle there, but they're still doing the interview. No, like I said, I figured Gajeel. I probably saw it somewhere that he was going to be a part of the game. I mean, it makes complete sense that he'd be a part of the game. I just hadn't seen anything for it, whatever. But yeah, I can't believe I didn't think Juvia as one of the characters. I don't know. She is one of those characters that a lot of people love that I've just never... I mean, she's funny. She's got, especially her thing with Gray, but I've just never, in her hatred of Lucy, it's pretty funny, but it's not anything that I've never really liked her character too much. I like Gajeel. He's really fun. Obviously, I love Natsu, love Gray. Wendy, she's fine. But I'm gonna say something. This is probably gonna get people who like Fairy Tail kind of mad at me here, but I've never been a big fan of Erza. I mean, I like her character. She's funny. I love how she acts around Natsu and Gray. How she tries to act like the big sister to the group, but she'll get in. But when there's like a big guild-wide brawl in the guild hall, because that's Fairy Tail, they're all insane. They're all having just like a friendly fight. She'll jump in and start beating the shit out of people. I love Erza's character. I hate her magic. Because I've got an armor or whatever for anything, and it's kind of like Superman powers. It's like, oh yeah, well here I'm gonna throw this cellophane S at you off my chest, or I'm gonna now reconstruct this wall, a la Superman 4 Quest for Peace, where he had like that weird ray vision that reconstructed the wall, or I'm gonna fly around the earth really fast and turn back fucking time. Where was I going with this? No, it's just that's always what Erza's armor powers always kind of seem to me. Like it's almost like it's been just kind of a how are we gonna get out of this? No, look at this new special armor. I mean, she's lost battles and everything. It's just I don't know. Her magic's always just kind of seemed a little cheaty to me.
The party players, which is good. Right, let's take out this guy with a traditional attack. We can save our magic gauge one more time for one more battle.
Nice.
Okay. Perfect. So all magic abilities aren't just attack, they can also be defensive. As we see here, we've got the ice shield and armor, so these things are going to be kind of stat boosts to make sure we're protected in battle. Nice. Okay, there's one more battle left before we're going to have to go return our quest marker. Okay, so they've got the mail back safe. The Dark Guild has been told off. They've learned their lesson this time by being hit by fire, I guess, for the great Fairy Tail crew. Okay, nice. So we've done it. We got the mail back to the Great Plains.
Job done.
Nice. So I need to find the way back. So we're just gonna go. We're gonna go this way. We'll go the quicker way back, and we'll quickly show you how the level up system works with the guild.
Right.
We've got a quest marker which we can give back now. So let's walk around. So there'll be a ton of different environments. It won't just be kind of grassy fields. Everything from like kind of hot lava areas to other.
That's the rule. That's the rule. There's got to be a lava area.
How it should be,
right? Is
right?
there a snow area?
There is. Yeah.
Good.
There's a variety of different locations in Fairy Tail, so there's tons to choose from. Okay, You got a little mini loading game thing, which you can play and use happy to be using a fish to hit the loading text out of the way.
I do appreciate loading screens that
They're amazing.
that are entertaining, yes.
Okay, we're going to fast travel back, and we're going to go to the guild hall. Okay, so Mira Jane is our kind of quest keeper, so we're going to go to her and submit the request. Perfect. So we get some money for that, which helps us progress the guild.
郵便物は全て持ち主に届いたよ。
Love this music.
Fairy Tail's always got these kind of good messages about family, honor, and righteousness, and you'll see this throughout kind of quests. Like Lucy's obviously making a note that mail's really important for everyone. We want to make sure that the world can be connected together, and these values run.
You know, I love how he's pushing that Fairy Tail is all about like this like togetherness and family, and which it is. That is a lot of the stuff that, you know, like Fairy Tail is your family, because like Erza, she's got a tragic backstory. Natsu's an orphan who was raised by a dragon. Gray's parents were killed by some giant monster and then was raised by an ice mage who then taught him his ice magic and then who gave her life to protect him and the guy he kind of looks as a brother. There's a whole arc in the before the time skip, which is again another reason why I kind of wish that we get some arcs from the time skip, from before the time skip, because there's some really good arcs there. That's beside the point. You know, so Lucy lost her mother and has like a very like rich merchant father, and she wants to kind of like break away from him. Again, pretty much a lot of the characters from Fairy Tail all have maybe not a tragic backstory, but they all have a reason that they're there, that they're kind of wandering misfits, I guess, is, you know, they were kind of like that puzzle piece and never kind of quite fit other places. So that's kind of like what Fairy Tail is. It's a guild of misfits, and that's fun on its own, but then you throw in the fact that they're all absolutely insane, don't know, I'm not saying that they don't know how to control their power, but they have zero regard for that. You know, like they're out in missions, like there's been multiple scenes where people have been like flipping through the request and destroyed this town, broke this building, drank all this beer, did this, did that, and the guild leader Makaroth's just like, whatever, just do it. You know, it's like, people can complain or whatever, you just go out there and do what you guys do best and all that. You know, it makes me laugh that, you know, it's a series about like family and togetherness, but yet they fuck a lot of people over. I'm sorry, should I say it that way? I'm talking about a children's show and using the F word. Oh well.
The whole of Fairy Tail.
When don't I use that word?
Dragon fights down to saving postmen from losing their posts. And Happy loves fish, so Happy.
God damn it! I want Todd Haberkorn in this. The voice actor for Nazi was a great voice actor.
Team in future quests, and you'll unlock them throughout the story in the game. Nice. So we've gone from rank 101 up to 99. So just a little bit. We've gone to rank C. We're up another
rank. We're in the
rank.
top 100 now.
We are. So that's good. We're going up there. So this character here is Mavish. She's actually the original guild leader back in the day, right before Fairy Tail properly became a guild. And she's watching over us, just to make sure that we're doing our job properly. That was Fairy Tail. It's the first look at the game before it comes out in 2020.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Nathan, for taking us through that.
Thank you for having us today.
It looks absolutely beautiful. I do love a good classic turn-based JRPG.
Yeah.
And it's coming out, you say, in 2020?
2020, yeah, so you can get hands-on next year. We're also going to be at Paris Games Week in just about a week and a half now, so if anyone's lucky enough to be out there, do come and play the game for the first time worldwide. Fantastic.
Thank you very much, Nathan. Thank you very much for watching, everyone in the audience. Please stick around, because...
All right, that's about it. No, I'm sorry that I keep going off on tangents, or that I was going off on tangents about the manga and the anime and not staying on the game. No, but I think that says something, though. I think the fact that I was going off on these tangents, it's just, well, one, it shows how much I love the IP. I do really like Fairy Tail and the characters and everything. But I really think that that this game is reminding me of this stuff and pushing me towards it, and it's that I think they're trying to do their own thing, but at the same time remain true to what Fairy Tail is, and in these characters and everything, just to give fans something to really latch onto and to really just fall in love with this game. Mix that with the fact that, I mean, like I said, the combat system, nothing looked wholly original. I've seen a lot of these systems, very similar things in other games. But again, it's like I said, in turn-based JRPGs, they're all kind of the same when you dig down to the roots. Not just like every first-person shooter's technically the same thing when you dig into the roots, but either way. No, I think the game's got the right art style for what it is. I think it's going to be doing a lot of cool. I like the battle system, the level up system. I really want to dig into it and just play with the mages and do what I can with it. Comes out early to mid March. I want to say early March. And now that the Final Fantasy VII got pushed back, I guess that kind of opens up some stuff for March, but. I don't know. Tell me what you guys thought. Sorry that, like I said, I kept going off into tangents here, but if you know me, it's kind of my thing. Thanks for watching as always, guys. The next show will be episode 183 on Sunday. Yeah, I'm off on Sunday, so we don't have to push anything back. I want to say, like I said, thank you so much for watching. Facebook, Twitter, the website, minds.com. Links, that stuff is down in the description below, along with timestamps and links to the articles/videos. Like, comment, you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned, more next time. Until then, my name's AJ Gills. This is Something Game Channel. I'm out.